How's everyone doing? I hope everyone's week's going really well. Almost to the weekend. We're gonna get there. It's gonna be good. If you remember, we are doing recipes that feature olive oil and or balsamic vinegar this week because we got some really fun ones, or I got some really fun ones. So did Guest Shefty, but she's at her house, not here. It's fine. From Old Town Olive in Albuquerque. Again, I know this kind of is an ad, but they're not paying me or anything for it. It's just they were super nice. They had some really great selections. And I have found now in Memphis, because we used to have one near where my husband and I used to live. There was this great shop very similar to it. It's what drew us into Old Town Olive, because we used to like to go there. And then they just didn't have quite the clientele. It was even pre-COVID. It didn't have anything to do with the pandemic. It actually closed, I think, almost 2 years prior to the pandemic, which is really sad because they had a lot of really great selections, very similar to this. Great quality, great customer service. They would post recipe ideas. I only ever tried a few of them because I'll admit, I'll think Old Town Olive is a little more economic. This place, while good, a little higher in the price. That also might have been why it didn't quite survive it. But I have recently discovered there is a place around here, so I'll have to go peruse them when my supply is low or gone from Old Town Olive. We'll see. But hopefully you've got a place near you that is like that. If not, Old Town Olive does ship. Other places probably ship as well. And if all else fails, there's always Amazon. Positive they've got that stuff too. Anyway, you guys are like, you're talking a lot. I am. Today we are making triple chocolate brownies. Let's get to it. It's time for another episode of Cooking with Kaitlin. That's me. Enjoy. Alright, we're going to start by prepping a little bit. We've got half a cup of coconut. And if you hadn't guessed, we're going to be using the coconut balsamic vinegar. We're just going to add, just going to kind of let it soak in there. Whoop. Doing 2 tablespoons. Just going to let it soak in there before we use it. Then we're going to move on to the next, but we want to get that going so it's nice in there, so it tastes good. I'm going to pause you guys while I move you to the next. Alright, so we've got 2 sticks of butter, unsalted, that we're melting in there. I'll let that go. I'm actually going to let these melt a little bit before I add anything else, so sit tight. Alright, so the 2 sticks of butter have melted. We're adding in 2.5 cups of sugar, 1 cup of cocoa powder, that's good. And then we know if we have cocoa powder, we need salt. I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of salt. Because we know the salt helps bring out that chocolatey good flavor that we're wanting. And so we're just stirring it up, getting everything combined. We're gonna stir this for a few minutes. All right, just gonna do this, and then I'm gonna remove it from heat in a couple minutes, and we're actually gonna transfer it to a mixing bowl at that time. So I'll check back then. All right, we've transferred it to a mixing bowl. We're gonna let it cool for about 5 to 10 minutes. In the meantime, I've set the oven to preheat to 350. We'll check back in a few minutes when this has had a little bit of time to cool. All right, so we've let it cool off almost 10 minutes. Start adding in a few more of our wet ingredients. As we've talked about before, we're doing 2 tablespoons of coffee from this morning in there. Get that stirred in. Remember, coffee, it doesn't wind up tasting like coffee, but it helps bring out the richness of the cocoa, which is very important. What is that? I don't know. All right, and then we're going to add in a teaspoon of vanilla. good. Need that for one more thing before I go putting it up. But yeah, these are supposed to be kind of, the recipe said it's the best ever triple chocolate brownies. I've got a few different things in there, so that's yum. All right, we're gonna be adding in 4 eggs, one at a time. Getting them each in there and combined like that. Right. Egg 2. Egg 3. So I know these are going to be very fudgy, very rich, yummy brownies. Oh. It's that moment when you're making them and you're already excited to eat them. That's a good moment. Sorry guys, just getting some of that egg off of me. Come on. There we go. Now we're going to stir in a cup of flour. That in there. I'll scrape down the sides in a little bit, but I'm gonna get our last thing, which actually I need to rinse this off so it's tight. All right, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And I just went ahead and scraped down the sides while we were paused. 'Cause why not? Go. All right, now to add in all our mix-ins, starting off with that coconut that we did earlier. Get this out to get it all in. Good, just getting it all out there. All right. One sec while I get the last two. All right, we're just doing it. One, it's 2/3 dark chocolate chips, or you could chop up a dark chocolate bar if you can't find dark chocolate chips at your store. And then 1/3 cup of chopped pecans. Just mix that. Our oven has preheated to 350. These do just already smell so amazing. All right, I'm gonna get our lined bowl here. And pour all of this in there. Then we're going to bake it about 25 minutes at the 350. Let's just get it all in there. Get my spatula to get the rest out. Go. Go, getting it all just out. All right, so now we're gonna bake it. Let's check on it when it's time to take out, and then we're actually gonna drizzle a little chocolate on top. See you then. All right, we did the knife test. It came out clean. This wound up having to actually go to about 30 minutes. So we're gonna let it cool down. Before you melt the chocolate on it, you want to let it cool at least 15 minutes, if not cool completely, depending on when you want to eat them. So we'll check back then. All right, now we're going to drizzle. Heated about 1/4 cup worth of white chocolate with just a little bit of shortening. About a minute or so. We're just drizzling it on there. Here we go. Get that nicely going. All right, so we had the cocoa, the dark chocolate chips, the white chocolate drizzle. We have 3 chocolates. There they are. Serve and enjoy. Bon appetit. See you later. All right, I forgot that it said to also do a little bit of regular chocolate chips, the semi-sweet, with shortening. So I guess I'm not counting the cocoa as part of it when they're doing it, because we're drizzling 2 different, and we've got the one, though I'd kind of argue it's 2 in there. But whatever. You do you, right? Our frequent motto. You do you. Just get all that out. These are the kind you got to make to share for sure. There's so much sweetness. So we will absolutely be sharing these. All right. Now, bon appetit. See you later.